about gangster films, Hong Kong gangster films isn't the ideal genre which comes into our mind. We associate Hong Kong cinema mostly with martial art films. So, the question is, does Hong Kong cinema have any great gangster films? And the answer is a big yes. Here is our list of best Hong Kong gangster films. By the way, if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing us. We will bring you all the best movie suggestions and topics around the movies from across the world. Today, Korean cinema Drug War. Before watching Drug War, I first watched the remake version of this film, which is a Korean film, Believer. The story follows a cop who is desperate to catch a drug syndicate mastermind, whose identity is unknown to the world. And in this path of chasing the gangster, the cop teams up with a person who already worked under this gangster. And then they goes undercover as a drug suppliers. Post that, what happened is the story. This film has an IMDb rating of 7. Infernal Affairs. This film also got a sequel. Regarded as one of the classics in Hong Kong films and also in the world cinema, this film also got remade with a slight change in Hollywood as Departed, depicting an interesting plotline of a cop who goes undercover and works under a gangster. Similarly, the member of the gang goes undercover under the cops. We'll see a very interesting and thrilling chase between these two undercovers. This film has an IMDb rating of 8 and it's available on Netflix. Election. We see election for countries and even for the corporations, but here is a film where election is held to decide the future leader of the crime syndicate. Post the death of the present syndicate leader, the syndicate breaks into two factions, each supporting different leaders. So election is announced to decide the leader among those two leaders. This results in gang war between these factions. This film has an IMDb rating of 7.1 and election also have a sequel. This film is available on Netflix.
What do you like to drink? Yeah. Me too. I love that. It's great. Of course. Hey, why don't you find us some...
A Better Tomorrow. We all know John Woo today, but one film that brought him into the spotlight is this film. This 1986 crime drama movie tells us the story of two brothers who are working in different professions. The younger brother, who is working for the police and aiming to become a high-ranking officer one day, while the other brother is a criminal. What happened when the younger brother finds out about his criminal brother, and how did they cross paths, and what happened eventually is the story. I wouldn't reveal much about this film because I would ruin the experience. A Better Tomorrow has an IMDb rating of 7.4 and Rotten Tomatoes rating of 93%. Infernal Affairs 2. If you like the Infernal Affairs 1, you should definitely watch Infernal Affairs 2. For my surprise, this film isn't a sequel, but it's a prequel of Infernal Affairs 1, whereas the Infernal Affairs 3 is the direct sequel for the part 1. The concept and the world of this film is pretty similar to the first part. It has corrupt police and undercover cops. The director and writer took the best of part 1 and made a new story. Even though it doesn't match the part 1, still it's a good movie to binge watch. This film has an IMDb rating of 7.3 and this film is available on Netflix. Hardboiled is the oldest film featuring in this list. It came in 1992. It has a Rotten Tomatoes rating of 94%. This action thriller is about a cop who decides to take on a gang after the death of his partner in a shootout. I can't reveal more about this film. If you like watching action films, this is a must-watch film. It's one of the classic in Hong Kong films. Made in Hong Kong. This is a crime drama film with a Rotten Tomatoes rating of 100%. The story is as follows. After the lead's father abandons the family, he takes up the responsibility and joins as a money collector in a criminal gang. Later falls in love with Ping. She is suffering from a kidney disease. For the treatment they need a lot of money. And in order to save her, he takes up the job of killing a person. What happened in this path is the story.
唔到中三已經畢咗業，大家平時冇嘢做就興玩埋女，跟下人或者俾人跟。不嬲我都中意獨來獨往，想點就點，都唔知幾。為咗阿平，我一定要搞掂呢單嘢。
If you like our content, consider subscribing us. We are your one-stop destination for all the non-Hollywood content.